I think that there's some progress in some places and no progress in others, and in some cases backsliding in other places. I mean, if you would have told me that I'd be watching events unfold in Ferguson, Missouri, the way that they have, and the police department's response to the shooting, which we still don't know the facts of, I wouldn't have believed it. Because everything that we've learned in policing shows us that confrontation gets met with confrontation. And quite frankly, their response to the protests is definitely different than what we would have done in Chicago. My background, coming from New York City, going through Newark, New Jersey, and now in Chicago, Illinois, I think that we have a much more sophisticated approach to policing right now. And, you know, I have this contention that American policing has moved away from community policing, which is legitimacy, right? It helps us with legitimacy, working with the community and treating people fairly. And it's moved away because of a style of policing which has become more and more specialized, and in some cases more and more militarized, as has been pointed out at this particular conference. And we're not doing that in Chicago. You know, when I got to Chicago, there were these two big citywide task forces that had zero connection with the community, that ran around invading communities, probably stopping the right people and the wrong people, and really probably leaving unintended consequences behind, although they might have reduced crime in the short term. That dynamic of over-specialization is driven by metrics-driven policing, which is business management principles. And I think that in some community, well, in some law enforcement communities, that's the result of a misunderstanding of what CompStat and metrics-driven policing is. And simply stated, CompStat is about outcomes, not outputs, right? And people sometimes think that, you know, what you have to do is you have to produce enforcement. Well, that's not the goal. The goal is zero arrests and zero crime. We've changed the method of delivery of the services and the services that we're delivering in Chicago. We disbanded those big citywide task forces. We put the officers into the districts, put the most talented people in charge of our districts, and hold them accountable for what's happening. And now what we have are the same officers on the same beats every single day. And they get to know the hot spots, the places that need attention, the good kids from the bad kids. As I like to say, the 5 kids who are always standing on that corner versus the 5 kids that are coming from basketball practice. Because for the last 34 years that I've been doing police work, every single community meeting that I've been to virtually, hand goes up and they say, "Why are you stopping my child? You know who the bad guys are. Go stop them." Well, in that style of policing, with task forces and specialization, we don't know the good kids from the bad kids, so we don't actually know who the criminals are. We're just out there doing things without good intelligence. And we have, in Chicago, probably the strongest police legitimacy procedural justice training in the country. People are coming from all over the place to look at it, and everybody in the department is going through it. We've put about 9,000 officers through it so far. And it was created by Tom Tyler and Tracy Mears in conjunction with our police academy. So we've structured ourselves to deliver community policing and legitimacy. We've trained our officers in doing so. And we're doing it in a fashion where, as I like to say, we can walk and chew gum. We can reduce crime while at the same time partnering with the community and not offending them by invading that community at the same time.